to my cozy little corner of the internet. Ignore what you're seeing in the background. My position for my videos had to change a little bit. We are in the process of moving because we just bought our first house and we're very excited, but our house is a disaster. But I don't want that to stop me from putting up my videos I read in July. Also, my beautiful son doesn't want a nap, so he's gonna join us today. His name is Daniel. Say hi, Daniel. He's probably not gonna do anything besides just stare blankly at things. So we'll get right to it. Okay, we have returned. Sorry if it looks a little bit different. Had to clean up some storage on my phone. So I tried to put these books in order, but I just decided I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna talk about how I felt per book as they come up. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, The Hawthorne Legacy. I read this book pretty recently. I really liked it. The only thing that I had some issues with was the fact that there were references to things that I was like, I don't really remember reading about that. That being said, if you guys are avid readers like me, sometimes you get into this, like, I'm reading, like I'm progressing in the book, but I'm really not absorbing what's being said. So I thought that maybe it was just the fact that I was missing things, and there's callbacks to stuff that I was like, maybe I wasn't paying attention. But I came to realize when I got to the end of this book, this is actually the second book in the series. So now I need to go and read the first one. It made sense why some of those callbacks were kind of confusing for me and like going over my head a little bit. But at the end of the day, even as a standalone, there weren't that many callbacks, so it wasn't like glaringly obvious, or else I probably would have picked up on that a lot sooner. But I believe I gave this, I have a little sheet here of what I rated everything. Hawthorne Legacy, I gave a 4.5, and I think that that's pretty accurate. As a standalone, I thought it was actually really good. I really enjoyed the story. I'm excited to dive back into that world and learn more about the characters before and after this. So 4.5 on this, which was great. Where are you going? He's deciding to leave. He's so good. The second book I read in July is Here for the Drama. And now I picked this up at Chapters because it was one of those like 3 books for $10, and I was like, obviously I need to pick up all these books. It was really random, but I was kind of drawn to the color and the cover, and I actually really enjoyed this book. I did not think I was gonna like it as much as I did. This was a 5-star for me. There were things that happened in this book that I was like, oh, I'm sorry, what? Like, there were so many twists. The love story was fantastic. It was really cheap. It was $6. So for $6, I'm very happy with what I got out of it. But even I would have still paid more if I would have known how good it was. So Here for the Drama, I gave 5 stars. The 5-Year Lie. I liked this book. I thought that the premise was really good. It follows a girl who gets a text message from her dead boyfriend 5 years after he dies. That's all I'm gonna say. Really good. I felt it was a little long for what was going on in this book. That being said, the last 100 pages obviously were breathtaking, were so good. I gave this one 3.75. Oh, I finally, this isn't in order, so I didn't read this book first, but I finally got my hands on Emily Henry, and I finally started reading her books, and oh my gosh, I love anything that she writes. I've read 2 books, but for me to like 2 books from an author back to back, like pretty much I think there was like 1 book in between these 2, I think is really good. It's like, I feel like if I'm in a reading slump, I could just go, I'm gonna go back to Emily Henry and read one of her books, and it kind of like pulls me out because the way that she writes is great. I love all of the characters. They make you, do you like this one? Yeah? They make you connect to, she makes you connect to them in a way that I find is kind of difficult with some other authors. So Emily, you just don't miss. But I read The Happy Place. I gave this, I think this is a 5-star, correct me if I'm wrong, it's on my Instagram. If not, a 4.5 star. Just super good, cute romance, you know, there's a friendship group in here, just overall loved. Turtles All the Way Down. I picked this up at Walmart and it was a very impulse buy. I kind of was drawn to the cover. Again, I'm not a judge a book by its cover, but if you've got a cool cover, I'm definitely going to pick you up and read the back. So I read the back and I was like, okay, cool, kind of like a little murder mystery type thing. Billionaire, or not murder mystery, but like a billionaire goes missing, and now they're doing an investigation. This was so not about that. Like, it was a plot and it was in the book, but it was quite small in retrospect to what else is going on in this book. I think that the way that John Green he like really emphasizes on OCD and anxiety and depression and the way your thoughts can completely take over things that you would do, things you wouldn't do as like a sane person. I'm air quotating, but I can't air quotate right now. It just hit. It was very insightful, very like eye-opening. It was crazy being in this person's brain with somebody who doesn't suffer from OCD, but it was really, really emotional, and I just really actually liked it. It's definitely not something that I would have gone for, you know, previously. But definitely will be on the lookout for more of John Green's books. We have another Emily Henry. This is Book Lovers. This is the first one that I read and absolutely fell in love with the characters, the writing. I read these books like so fast. Like, I'm a mom. I work full time. And somehow I still read 8 books. Like, I don't understand. And I think it has a lot to do with just writer's pace. And if they can keep me into a book, then, it's absolutely fantastic. And I don't even understand how I consume this many pages of words. Like, it's absolutely mind-boggling to me. Another book that I read actually isn't physically here because it hasn't released yet. I was able to be a part of an ARC read for a book called Fading Stars. I will put it here. It releases August 20th, and I cannot say enough good things about it. The actual writer is amazing. Like, the author is amazing. She's so sweet. She's actually made me a part of her street team to be able to promote this book. Not that that's the reason why I'm doing it now. I just wanted to state that because you will see on my socials that I do a lot of posting about this book. It's just incredible. Like, the way it touches on bullying and bystander bullying and death and hope and optimism and loss and stuff like that. Like, it was just, I can see this girl blowing up to be like a best-selling author. The way that she pulled you in, like, the first paragraph. Like, when I say that I binged this book, I read it in just over 24 hours. Which, again, with a kid and working full-time is crazy. But yes, August 20th, if you guys see it, pick it up because you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to take you on a wild, wild ride, so you better buckle up. And then another book that I read that is not currently here, I have lent it out to my sister-in-law, is House of Hollow. I will put it here. This book was interesting. When I read the back of it, it was like following 3 sisters who disappeared and then like showed up a couple of months later with like little half moon incisions on them, but they don't know how they got there or like where they went, and nobody knows how they reappeared, and now they have like these powers to like control people and make them do things. And it was just like, it was so interesting that I picked it up and I started reading it, and then I was taken for just a wild ride. Like, there was gore. It was very descriptive. Not my cup of tea, but there was gore. There was like demon and underworld and dark magic and like all of this stuff, like very fantasy, I hope. I mean, it has to be fantasy. But definitely not something that I would have picked up if I would have known how different it was. Different is not bad. Different is just shocking when you're not expecting it. Are you gonna eat your mittens? Yeah, you gonna eat your mittens? He's wearing mittens because he claws himself, so his hands are in jail, but not all the time. But yeah, the book was really actually very good. I will pick up another book if she writes another one. I liked her writing style. I just wasn't prepared, and now that I kind of know that like that's her jam, yeah, now that I know that that's her jam, then I'll be ready for the next one. So I'm actually excited for her to write something else. And I think that's all the books that I've read. I'm just gonna quickly go through 5 stars, 4.5 stars, 5 stars, 3.75, 5 stars, 4.5, fading stars like a million. Honestly, like I gave it like 10 stars on Instagram. I've never given a book that, but it was just so good. House of Hollow, I believe I gave a 4 or a 4.5 just because I was kind of taken back by the genre and everything that went on in that book. But in hindsight, it was really, really good. Now, the book that I'm currently reading is This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. Fortune, I'm not too sure how to say it. I am just over halfway done. I'll probably finish it tonight, but I'm not going to count it because it's technically the 31st, and I'm just going to save it for next video. So know that I'm halfway through. I might not finish it tonight. Either way, the review will be up on my Instagram, which is Tyler's Book Club Reads. I'm Tyler's Book Club Reads on all areas of the internet. And I think that it's time for us to sign off. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's review. How I read 8 books, I still don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Right? We enjoyed ourselves. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.